Hello YouTube, welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and today I'm trying out something different. I'm looking at a track mod again. Someone suggested that I should have a look at this, so I am. Sorry it's taken a few weeks. Obviously there were other things that I needed to take a look at, and now I'm taking a look at this. So this is called, I believe, Project Touge. Maybe Project Touge, I think it's Touge. And what you're going to notice is that first of all I get a little bit lost and I end up going around this roundabout doing a full 360 before realizing, hang on, there's got to be a way off this. But I'm also going to switch off all the apps, which I've done now. So there we go, all the apps are now off, and here we go. I'm going to find my way down, and yep, I'm just going to go down here, even though I went right around this place. So what is this? Well, this is something that originally came from rFactor. I think it was made by AK3D. I think that was the name of the person who's made it, and it's originally a mod that was for rFactor. Now, I didn't know exactly what it was at the start, so I picked this Honda NSX, and I've been taking this car out. Is it a good idea to take out on this kind of track? Well, I'm going to say right from the start, this track looks to me like it's a drift track. It looks to me like it's a massive drifting track, especially the way these passes are made. So the question is, how does a car like this NSX-R do on a track like this? Is it any good? Is it any fun? There are loads and loads of different routes. You can see I'm just going down one at the moment, and I'm just going to run through this. This isn't going to be a long video, maybe 12 minutes or so, and I'll probably just let it run out at the end because I don't have too much to say about this track. But I'm going to be looking at how it feels to drive, what the track layouts are like, what it's like, for example, on the grass there, what the modeling's like, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start with the modelling. I think it's a very nicely done mesh. There are some bumps in the road. It feels like a proper road. It doesn't feel smooth like a track, which is always good, but it is a little bit, in some places it does feel a little bit too smooth. The actual scenery around it does give it a nice look. As you can see, there's a road going up there, but I'm not going to go up there. I'm just going to continue down this road and see where this one actually leads me. The scenery is fairly good, somewhat sparse, I must admit. It is quite sparse around places. For example, here it would have been nice to have a bunch of trees here, or something like that. Maybe not just some green textures. Even though the grassy green textures are quite nice, but I think they could have done with more textures there. I love the trees that you can see in the distance, and you got these little thickets and things like that, which is quite nice. Lots of road signs everywhere telling you, where you can go, where you can't go. And I thought maybe the road's opening up a little bit here, but it doesn't look like it's opening up too much. There's still some pretty sharp corners on this. Like I said, this track seems to be primarily designed for drifting. I'd say track, I mean these roads, because there's quite a few roads in here. So there we go, there's that. You can see here, this is definitely designed for drifting, this tunnel. So I'm going to turn into this tunnel here, and you can see there's a nice smooth transition there to the mountain kind of style, which is quite nice. I think some of the modeling, there's some bumps here and there, but inside the tunnel again it looks quite nice as well. I'm going to throw up some photos here and there. I think I'll do that, but you can see that the lighting, it does look like there's proper lighting in the tunnel, which is really good, and you can see it actually lighting up on the actual car, which always looks good. Again, I wanted to see this tunnel, see what it's like. I think personally, because it's a drift track, it's got to be quite wide, but I wouldn't see a tunnel that would look like this going through a mountain. So I think it's a lot of artistic freedom on this one. This is a track full of a lot of artistic freedom, and I'm probably going to jump ahead soon and go ahead and show you a different part of the track. But so far, I thought it was fairly good. I think it's very good, very nicely modelled. There's lots and lots of these little things here and there, bridges and mountains on the side, these tunnels. There's some nice parts on there. You're going to see a lot of them. Texture-wise, again, I was fairly impressed. the one thing is the grass does look a little bit too green. It looks a bit too artificial, and there doesn't seem to be enough modeling going on to warrant some good textures. But you can see as I come out of this looks like a, going down a mountain pass. Take a quick look left and right and see. I'm just going to go down towards the left. And so you can see I'm now on a different road. You can see in the distance it looks like some sort of Japanese garden over there. You can see some sort of shrine or something like that over there. Maybe is it a shrine to their ancestors or something? You can see that over there in the distance. It looks quite nice. You can see some sort of pink Japanese blossoms, and it looks like it's designed for drifting in Japanese cars. That's the fun thing about it. It does look like it's designed for drifting in Japanese cars. Where it's based, I have no idea. Again, it just looks like a mash of different places. I don't see it being Japan, but I don't see it being England either, nor do I see it being any part of Europe. But it does have all these nice little things. You can see there's a road that goes down there. I didn't notice that road the first time because I was too busy looking at this bridge, which I think is modeled really, really nicely. And here's a bit of an open area here. But you can see it does still have these tighter corners. Kind of makes it feel like a very, very windy country road, which I do like. But with a country road, one, it would be narrow, and two, it'd probably be lined with trees and things like that. And you can see I'm just going to fast forward to a different spot here. So a different kind of road, and I'm just going down. You can still see there's some farms out in the distance. You can still see it's a very windy kind of road. It seems to, by this time, I think, I know it's only about 7 minutes into the recording here, or into the video, but by this time I think I'd been driving for about 15 minutes exploring this place, and it started becoming a little bit repetitive. As you can see, I had a bit of a slide off, but it started becoming just a little bit repetitive. So I'm just going to go down here. And so I thought maybe, there's got to be something else around here. I mean, again, you had the same kind of embankments, you've got the same kind of corners, and it's not as enjoyable after a while. Now, I'm comparing this perhaps unfairly to Lake Louise, because Lake Louise to me is the ultimate in free roam driving. And I thought that, that's a really, really well made, really nice track. Here we go. I'm going to fast forward again. And again, I've just been driving around, and I'm still coming across the same kind of textures, the same kind of scenery. It's kind of, at this point, it's kind of getting a little bit boring. Then I come across this straight, and I thought, wow, okay, this straight, this looks good. Perhaps there's something going on here. And you can see I'm actually next to the farms that we were looking at earlier. There's some water down the side. It's very, very nicely made. Just too bare. Back around the corner. What else can I say about this mod? It's not available on Race Department. I'll put a download link in the description box below to, I think, would it be a Google Drive or a media file? I'll have to have a look at that. I'm going to have a look to see exactly where I got it from. However, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't know what to make of it. I don't want to be unfair, because it does seem like it was designed for drifting. And as some drifting kind of roads, canyon style roads, maybe something that you would expect in Need for Speed or something like that. If any of you have ever played Need for Speed Carbon, they used to have a lot of these canyon challenges with the boss, so that used to be quite interesting. That's the kind of roads you're expecting here. So you're definitely expecting to drift around these. Not for a car like this, probably not for a supercar. It's got, the corners are just too close together to make it enjoyable for a supercar, and the roads are just too repetitive to make it enjoyable long term. So where does this thing shine? That's the question. Where does this thing shine? Well, first, I found this. Now, you did see a little bit of a water bug. I think this is something for multiplayer. This has got to be a multiplayer design kind of thing, because I'm guessing people can do some sort of freestyle drifting here. That's what I'm expecting. So I just, being me, just put my foot down. I saw a road over there, so I'm going to put my foot down and just head for that road. Does allow me to take a good look at this NSX-R, which I haven't reviewed, which I've reviewed a long time ago, and I think I need to review again, because I think this is a really, really nice car, and I think I will. I think I will review it again. It did get good views last time. I hope it gets similarly good views this time. After all, it is, in a sense, the legacy of Ayrton Senna. We can see some of those Japanese blossoms. So there are a bunch of things. What else can I say about this? I'm trying to stall for time really here. Trying to buy time. Again, mountain passes going up. This was kind of fun though, because it was like I was sort of seeing how far can I put my foot down and then turn and then put my foot down again and then hit the brakes and turn, and that was kind of fun. But again, it gets boring after a little bit of time because the corners are fairly repetitive. And I am aware that I am saying that things are repetitive a lot. So by me saying things are repetitive, I am being repetitive in myself. But that is what I found from this track. As a drift track, there's plenty of opportunities for drifting, so it's really good there. As for the scenery around it, unfortunately, it's lacking. It's definitely lacking. There isn't that much enjoyment in there. As you can see, I've just come out from a tunnel kind of area. There isn't that much enjoyment in that scenery. There are different areas with little bits of scenery, but like this right here, just a grass verge with nothing. If that was maybe rocks or something like that, maybe some signs, it might have been better. It might, if this was made to look like it was in, I don't know, some better place, I think it would have looked or fit a lot better. At the moment, it just looks like the track has just been plopped into some empty ground, and that's it, which isn't very nice. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this a 7 out of 10. I think it's a good track with some, yeah, it's got some good points, but I'm knocking 3 off. I'm knocking 2 off for the repetitiveness of the track, or the roads anyway, and I'm knocking 1 off for the fact that it just needs more scenery. It really does need more scenery, so it's got to be a 7 out of 10 as I just make a slight kiss on the wall. So it's got to be a 7 out of 10 for me, and I think I'll just end by showing you a little bit of this Japanese garden, I think. Let me just make sure that am I going to do that? Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Let's switch over to that Japanese garden in a few seconds, I hope. Yep, I'm just going to turn it around. As you can see, the road just ends here. So that's another thing that was slightly annoying. But there you go, I'm just going through some little bit of a Japanese garden, and probably going to end up scraping the wall, I think. I'll see how close I can get to the wall. There you go, just a slight touch. Just wanting to see how close I could get, but there you go, that's Project Touge. And is it worth a download? I think it's worth it, because I think you can get some nice pictures out of it. And if you're a drifter, it's probably worth it a lot more than for someone who likes racing like me, who, you know, I just don't like drifting that much. I like drift cars, but I don't like drifting. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to our channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa, and leave a comment in the comments box below if you've got suggestions for me to have a look at, and I'll definitely add them to my list. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week.